that for the price of a hamburger, a $5 contribution can save the lives of children with malaria. You can go to our website, Lighthouse Missions, it's on your web screen, and make a contribution. I think it's awesome to be able to save the life of a child that has no hope except you.
After I gave up my job as a Pillsbury Doughboy, I became very interested in what's going on in Africa. Kindred spirits are just drawn to each other. And this is my friend Rick, who's got a heart for what we're trying to do.
I've known Leonard for quite some time and known exactly what he's doing in Africa. Since he stumbled across the Chinese wormwood here, that you can Google wormwood, look up the World Health Organization, you can see it's the real deal. Thousands of cases documented, it cures malaria. It's no secret. We don't have to throw billions of dollars at this problem when we can just procure, raise, and disseminate this in Africa. Leonard, you know, when you first told me about this, I really wasn't a believer, because the first thing that came to my mind was, if it's that easy, why isn't somebody doing it?
That's a very good point, but it has a very simple answer. These herbs are so common and so cheap, there's no way for big organizations to make any money. I mean, how do you pay someone $300,000 a year to do research on something that's been used for thousands of years? There's just no profit motive. Greed takes over. They want something sophisticated, they want something patentable, they want something that can make them a lot of money, and that's what the organizations of the world tend to support. But it's time we got down to basics and then something simple and something straightforward.
Now, Leonard, you just came back from Kenya. You were in Nairobi for several weeks, and you met with several government officials and attempting to give them this information. And you know, how did you come away with that? Did you feel like they were going to assist you in this venture?
Well, I was very encouraged by some people. There was a gentleman that worked in the NGO of Kenya that took a strong interest. He talked about over 50% of the people from the district he's from having malaria, and what a serious problem it was, and what a godsend thing it would be to have a simple cure that actually worked. That was encouraging. Much of the bureaucracies of government are so involved in the multi-billion-dollar activities of major pharmaceutical companies. One of the major pharmaceuticals there is making, well, their last report said they made $2.85 billion in the last 3 months. Somebody's making a lot of money here, and that is the biggest problem we face with this.
It was extremely unbelievable to me when you first told me about all the money that was being poured in. I had to go look it up myself. I couldn't believe it. And in our own country here, taxpayers, we're all here in the United States, we're paying for $1.2 billion to be poured in. What exactly, where's the money going, Leonard?
Well, if you break it down, the sophisticated compounds that they're trying to make out of a simple herb is costing like $2.50 on a wholesale basis. That gets down to the patient, and it's about $8. That's a couple of weeks' wages for someone in Kenya. And then you add to that another $50 for treatment, the clinic, the doctor, and all that. That's very expensive for third world nations. But look at the facts. Take the money that has been spent as a matter of public record, divide it by the number of people that they claim they have treated, and it's over $1,000 a person. So it's a real question. Where did the money go? It didn't go into the care of people. It went into the pockets of politicians. It went into large pharmaceutical companies that are already making enormous profits. It goes into the day-to-day bribery of African countries, where the average Kenyan pays 16 bribes a month just trying to live.
So we're asking you to partake in this venture with us and to help save lives in Africa. And I know you'll say that, ask the same question that I have is, you know, why do we have to do that? Why can't we let it up to the governments to do it? Well, it's because it's not working. And if I can appeal to you in any way, that appeal would be to the millions of children right now that are dying from malaria each and every, how many died while we've been sitting here talking? Well, this has been on our conscience for some 6 months now, that how many lives have been lost while we've known we have this here. We have this in our hands, and there's something we need to do, and we're asking you to help us to do this. We really truly can make a difference. So Leonard, what exactly are your specific plans to put this all into action in the near term and the long term?
Well, right now we're looking at setting up pilot projects in the western provinces of Kenya in August. We want to demonstrate to the medical community over there that that population is being ravaged by malaria, and they can see for themselves what an effective, inexpensive, simple treatment this is. Now, beyond that, in October, we hope to make our major shipments into there. Now, given the funds that we need, we'd like to be able to treat half a million people in Kenya and go a long, long ways about stopping malaria there. And in that same month, we would call a conference of African nations to sit down and look at what we've done in Kenya and say, this can be done in your country, so that it can spread throughout Africa. I think once this is released, no one will be able to stop it. The cure will come.
Well, that's quite a venture, Leonard, and it sounds like a very large task, but where are the people going to come from to be involved in this?
Well, we want to use faith-based organizations. I've been doing work in Africa for many years now, and I don't cost anything. And there's other people that are over there doing a wonderful job, and they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. And these are the people who are going to carry out this mission. Hired help. It's just not the answer. You need people whose heart are in the right place, and they can see the value of going out and saving people's lives. And you know, a group that would go into any African country and spend a week or two and make sure this herb gets to the right people, that would be an awesome challenge. Wouldn't that be worth doing?
Well, you've been over there so many times, Leonard, spent so much time with these people. How is it that you can come across people that that are dying, that are sick, and they have no means to help themselves or anyone to help them, and what goes through your heart when you're in that situation, knowing that you can't do anything?
That's really tough. In 2005, when the drought was so severe, I knew that there were women in communities that I had worked in that were stripping the bark off the trees and trying to make a tea just to keep their children alive because there wasn't a blade of grass in miles. And I would sit down and try to eat a hamburger here and realize that I could save a dozen people's lives by the money I had spent on that deal. But I didn't really have an effective way of doing it. I mean, it broke my heart, but what could I do? But this time, we have an answer. We have an ability to do something about the problem. And everyone can participate. If everyone does a little bit, we'll get the job.
So you've had that, probably that opportunity either as a child or as a parent to say, well, you know, you don't want to throw that food away because you could be feeding hungry children in Africa. Well, this is your opportunity to save lives and help those in Africa who can't help themselves.
Amen.
What's the first step? What is the first thing we need to do when we do have money available and we can make a difference? What's the first thing we need to do?
Well, I've already gone to China and researched the sources. I've talked to the ancient traditional herbalists. I've talked to the modern doctors about exactly how to use this herb, how to treat this herb, how to care for it, make sure that we've got a good product. They're prepared to ship us this fall large shipments that would make a tremendous difference in the number of people that are suffering from malaria. But we got to have funds. There's got to be money, even if we can do it for $1 per person instead of $1,000 per person. It's going to take some serious money. And you know, I'm thinking I can do without a couple of donuts if it saves a child's life.
Well, we do need funds, and we're asking for your help to assist us in this. We'll keep you informed. Everything we do, we'll let you know how much money that we have, and we truly can make a difference with this. It's not going to take the billions and billions of dollars. We believe that if we could raise just $100,000, that we'll be able to show what we're doing, and we'll be able to redirect some of the funds that are currently going over from many governments, and we can do it for just a small fraction of what currently is being poured in. We can save everybody money, taxpayers included. But we're asking you to partake in this venture with us and be blessed with us, and We'll make videos and so you can see exactly what's happening. And we thank you very much.